Good morning. Welcome to the first video in a series called Customizing for Beginners. We're going to talk about everything you need to do a custom, and we're going to go through the entire process, right from the idea phase through to completion. We need to start with an idea, and I know we all have ideas up in our head here, but the thing that really helps is visualization. So if you have an idea, let's say for example, you want to do a Tiger Force polar battle bear, then go on the internet, find a polar battle bear photo or drawing, put it in a paint program and slap the Tiger Force colors on it. I call this the visualization process. And the reason why you do that is that you can maybe picture it in your mind, or maybe you just can't quite picture it in your mind. By slapping it onto the computer screen and looking at it on an image, you can tweak all the different design aspects of it, like how thick or thin your tiger stripes are, the amount of black versus red on the vehicle, whatnot, to match the theme. Or if you're making your own team, just to see if it would work at all, or you can change, swap out colors. So that's been really key. And once you settle in on a design and you think to yourself, yeah, that's it, wait for a day. And don't be shy to go back to it and tweak it even more, because it'll either change your mind or it'll reaffirm the fact that you've settled on your final design. I think the most I ever did was about 10 concept drawings, and it sounds like a lot, and it's not hard. I mean, we're not trying to stay inside the lines or anything. You're just slapping color on the picture so you can be like, bang, bang, that's what I want. So, and that's a good thing too, because you're like, oh, I thought that would look good, and it really doesn't. So, flipping colors around, what have you. Yeah, and if you're not even sure what vehicle to pick, just either look through some G.I. Joe comics or whatever, or just Google G.I. Joe vehicles and take a look. If you're stuck on what to start with, I'd pick something you already have more than one of. If you don't have more than one of anything, you could either get it on eBay or through trading with somebody or whatever. Two, I'd start with something that is broken, maybe missing a tab or two or something like that. And who's to say you even need to start with a G.I. Joe vehicle? There's those Chat-May World Peacekeeper vehicles, the True Heroes, whatever it's called this week at Toys R Us. Or it could be those Marvel 3 3/4 inch scale vehicles that were big when Iron Man and the first Captain America movie came out. Either way, it doesn't matter. But realize that using the visualization process will save you a ton of pain, because let's say you try something and you don't like it and you've already committed it to paint. So once you've painted your vehicle, could you strip it off? Yeah, probably. But I make no guarantees about whatever stripping product you're using won't damage the plastic underneath. And you can certainly paint over it. But then you might start to get sloppy, and depending on what color you're laying over what color, it might take a lot of coats to hide it. So it's really best to pre-visualize before committing paint to plastic. And of course, picking your vehicle, right? I got a couple of examples here that are good in case you have trouble coming up with some. The first one's a Skyhawk. This one's missing the skis, as you can see, but it comes apart very nicely, and I've got some 3D printed skis on the way. And I guess a little header for this video series is, I will never say, no, you should not use 3D printed parts, no, you should not scratch build. Do whatever you want to make your custom, okay? It's your custom, not anybody else's. Unless you sell it, and then that's something different. But anyway, the Skyhawk is really good because it comes apart in some nice pieces. The only hindrance so far that I've found is that the fuselage does not come apart. In fact, this one has even extra glue on it. So, but there's ways around that, and we'll talk about that during the painting video. So that's a good example. Another one is the Polar Battle Bear. This one comes apart quite nicely. You see some warping in the skis there, but we can fix that with a little bit of hot water. I've already done a Sky Patrol version of this, super chromed out, and that works as well. Another one too is the classic Mobat. The problem with the Mobat is that you have a lot of what I call greeblies on there. So there's a lot of nooks and crannies, if you will, pipes and bumps and lumps and all that kind of stuff where paint can get away from you. You can go underneath your mask and call that overspraying. Then you're chasing colors back and forth. And we'll talk about that during the process of selecting what kind of paints and what color of paints to use to do your customs. Because you will have to do some touch-ups. That's unavoidable. So it's not like you're failing at your custom. You'll have to do touch-ups. I do all the time. It's fine. So yeah, I think starting off with picking a vehicle, one that's paint friendly, or at least we'll call it paint simple. I mean, they're all paint friendly if you prime them, but something that won't cause you a lot of heartache right off the bat. Unless you're one of those cats that likes to dive in the deep end, then fill your boots. But find a good vehicle you want to customize, find a drawing of it online, apply the colors you want, whatever they may be, a pre-existing team or just swapping sides from G.I. Joe to Cobra, you know, like green, olive drab to blue or whatever. And just play around with that design. And then when you finalize it, why don't you take a picture of it and slap it in the comments below. And if you want an opinion or some help or whatever, or just some thumbs up that you're going, that you pick something really cool, then do it. Because we're all here about sharing our work, right? So let's call it there for now. So pick a good vehicle, slap some colors on the computer on it, and see if it works. Tweak it around a bit, and if you're stuck, ask for help. That's what we're all here for. So that'll be it for this video, and next time we'll start talking about preparation for painting. So until next time, have fun.